Ron Kuley is our next speaker, President of the Fairfax County Professional Firefighters and Paramedics. Welcome, Ron.
When we run incidents with the police, there's a reason why we let them go first. They secure the scene for us. So it seems like it's a friendly group here. Good evening, Madam Chairman, Madam Vice Chairman, members of the board, County Executive Hill. This week we will be celebrating Thanksgiving with our friends and family, and it is in that spirit we'd like to thank you, Madam Chair, and members of the board for working with us. We have been able to achieve a retirement system that is well-funded and consistently rated one of the best in the nation. This is reflected in our long-standing AAA bond ratings. I stand before you today with a great amount of pride, representing nearly 2,000 members of the Fairfax County Professional Firefighters and Paramedics, IAFF Local 2068. I'm honored to serve as president of this great union and be able to continue to work with you to keep our pension system strong for all county employees while maintaining fiduciary responsibility to our taxpayers, because we are indeed one Fairfax. You've shown that you valued us. Today, you will see why our current pension system remains the best solution, as just confirmed by staff as we move forward, versus all of the various proposals that are being discussed. Madam Chair, we share your concern. We share your concern to keep this system sustainable, and it is indeed defensible. As many of you may remember, it was the firefighters that brought forward the proposal to restructure the disability retirement for injuries suffered in the line of duty, which has saved Fairfax County taxpayers millions of dollars. This is just one of many examples of us working together, bringing solutions to create the sustainable pension systems we have now. Please, don't take my word for it. The actuaries that you hired said the firefighters and sheriff's pension system is on path to be 100% funded by 2030. This is 4 years before your proposed savings discussed today and that will be voted on December 4th, before they're even realized. And who in this room testifying today has more information than the actuarial? Who here is more credible than the professionals that you hired? The bottom line is, this topic of security makes for some good political talk. In fact, some candidates are fundraising right now based on this. Happy Thanksgiving. What people forget is that this kind of talk impacts lives and divides us and creates a second-class employee. Two Fairfaxes. Is this what we want? Shouldn't we be raising everyone's standard of living? And I've heard and read from a few of you that Fairfax County compensation package is better than the surrounding jurisdictions. We are the richest, the second richest county in America. We should be setting the standard for everyone. That is how we continue to attract the best and brightest. And as our good friend President Corcoran said, why are we here today? During my tenure with this work group that we discussed, you have heard me say that the numbers, the factors, the discussions of percentages is complex and convoluted. We appreciate the general principles that Supervisor Gross outlined. But in fact, your own actuary agrees there is no problem. So again, I ask, why are we here today? We all agree that Fairfax County is a great place to live and work. And one of the principal reasons for this are the women and men standing behind me today, the school teachers, police officers, firefighters, paramedics, 911 operators, all of our general county employees standing behind me. And this is a great community to raise our families as we celebrate this Thanksgiving holiday. We are one Fairfax. Through the good stewardship and fiscal responsibility of Fairfax County and its employees, the county contribution rate will drop from the current self-imposed 38% to 16% when the uniform retirement system reaches full funding in 2013. Your staff confirmed that. That's not a 1 to 2% savings. That's a 43% savings through a well-managed defined benefit system. And that is without your proposed cuts. And thank you, staff, for your hard work during that time on the work group. This discussion is now approaching over a year since the pension work group was created and chaired by Supervisor Gross and co-chaired by Supervisor John Cook. That work group at our last meeting took a vote, and that vote was a decision to maintain the current retirement system. The committee heard from our own retirement board trustees those we place in position to manage the systems, and they also recommended no changes to be made. In fact, they said, we believe that the URS is on a good path towards full funding over the next 12 to 15 years. I have quite a few folks that are going to give me their time, so thank you.
Okay, who are going to give you?
It's going to be Eric Villman, Russell, all of our good friends.
I think you said 2013, 2033.
2033. I appreciate that. Thank you. I owe you a beer.
Okay.
All right. I hope you're in our favor on this one. I appreciate this. The members of the board do not support any of the benefit reductions before you and ask that you continue to provide retirement benefits at the current levels. Like many of you, this has been keeping me up at night. And what do you read when you can't sleep? I'm sure County Executive Hill does this quite a bit when he can't sleep. You go to the fairfaxcounty.gov website. And a phrase came flying out on that website, Madam Chair.
That does it for me.
Yeah, it does, right? And that phrase was, equity benefits everyone. Equity benefits everyone. This is the core of One Fairfax, which recognizes equity as an economic imperative. If this is what you believe, then why are you setting up a two-tiered, two-class system that will have a negative impact for the minority communities that we are trying to recruit from right here in Fairfax? And the One Fairfax initiative, you all adopted a year ago. Matter of fact, tomorrow is the anniversary. Intentional, focused recruitment efforts that bolster a diverse applicant pool, hiring and evaluation practices, processes for employee feedback to achieve and preserve a culture of equity and fairness for all employees. And that's a mouthful. But do we believe on what is posted on that website, on our own website? So I asked the question, how does creating a two-tier, two-class system match these goals? Fairfax County continues to excel in a diversity recruitment initiative. We applaud those efforts to attract the best and the brightest, to show inclusivity at all levels of our county government. But when we bring those new employees on board, when we go out and seek the best and brightest, you're going to show them that they're less valued. Those responders that you're hiring, those county employees, the police officers, they're not going to be able to achieve and be part of the same retirement system that our current employees earned. That sends the message that they are less valued. A two-tiered system does not support equality and will not support our words with actions. Are we not One Fairfax? Let our actions answer these questions. In a few minutes, you're going to listen to some false narrative about why Fairfax County workers do not deserve a decent pension, why we should not have the ability to retire after 25 years in public service. And these arguments are going to be from members of our community who are recipients and benefit from the federal pension system, one that provides them the means to continue to live here in Fairfax, and one that provides them health care. Sadly, some arguments you're going to hear on this subject are based on one word, and that's perception. Remember, no one has more information on credibility than our own actuaries. In 2016, Fairfax County contracted an outside consulting group to assess what is important to citizens in their business community. They listed 63 items on that list. Number 5 stated the following. Number 5, erosion of pay and benefits, and in parentheses, this is an expensive county, salaries and benefits may not be attracting, retaining the best firefighters. That's 5th out of 63. This is what a neutral consulting group hired by our own county felt was important, and we should think this is important too. Please, do not wait for a tragedy to occur to highlight how great our firefighters and police officers are. Show that value now by showing those current and future employees willing to make sacrifice in service, and show them that we value them. I want to take a minute to brag about the Fairfax County professional firefighters and paramedics. I'm going to take only a minute about this. I'm not going to read everything here, but you saw what we did 2 weeks ago. 3,000 coats delivered to kids in the Route 1 corridor. Operation Warm. Madam Chair, you made a resolution to thank us for the great work we did for the Muscular Dystrophy Association, over $603,000 raised by our firefighters and paramedics. That money came from our taxpayers, and that's the gratitude that they show us for being out here and supporting that. And in December, coming up, it's going to be one of the most special events of the year that we put on. And I encourage you all to show up. And we do this with the business community, with Eagle Bank, with Apple Credit Union, where we give thousands and thousands of toys to kids, again, in those communities, and in each of your communities, that are less fortunate. That's the spirit that we live in. And that's the Marine Corps Toys for Tots campaign, and I hope you all can be there for that. Local 2068 is the fabric of this community, and that is why we are proud and so thankful to be living in Fairfax County with these top-notch public servants. We are proud to be one Fairfax. What's the result of changing retirement security? It's going to cost taxpayers more, and they're going to lose the best and brightest workers. The current retirement system is the smartest investment for our county to keep costs down and the level of services best. Politics is driving this discussion based on perception and false information from groups like ALEC. And I get it. I understand you may think this does not have the same urgency because it only affects those new employees, or it doesn't affect our current employees, only new employees. Right now, as we meet, our members are responding to emergencies across this county and also all of your districts, and they're helping total strangers who are experiencing the worst moments of their lives. Police officers are assisting total strangers risking their lives. School teachers give their own money, and when they meet kids for the first time, total strangers, to make sure that they're given an opportunity for a great education. If we're willing to do that for total strangers, don't underestimate what we're willing to do for each other and those future employees coming on. They're going to be our brothers and sisters. Don't create a second class with your employees. Don't create two Fairfaxes. Before you cast your vote on December 4th, before you make that decision, please ask yourselves the following 3 questions. Let your answers be based on facts, not emotions, not on perception, not on what's going on in the news today. These questions are simple. Why are we here? Are we making changes based on other agencies' poorly funded systems and political agendas of the rhetoric that we hear across this nation? And will our actions and our words match? And when you ask yourself those questions, I'd like you to remember the faces of the women and men standing behind me. Don't think of them as current employees. Think of them as the ones that you're going to hire July 1st, 2019. And let's show them that we appreciate them and welcome them to our team, and we value the services and sacrifices they're willing to make for our community so that we may live in the best community in this great nation. Thank you for your time, for your patience, your continued willingness to work together. I mean that. We've done some great things working together. We hope that you join us in truly being, and I like everybody to say this, in truly being one Fairfax. I didn't hear you.
One Fairfax.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Ron.
I want to be calling